Steam's Next Fest is an event where you can try literally hundreds of demos for upcoming games for free. With such a wide array of possibilities, I thought it would be cool to showcase 5 games you should try and be excited for in the near future. Welcome to Steam's Next Fest. To start things off, we have TrinityS, which is by far the most bare bones of the list and— OH MY GOD, why is it so loud? No, seriously, this doesn't really matter, but I find it funny because the game is so loud that the audio actually clips the entire way. It's hilarious. As for the gameplay, this game got me hooked from the first second. It's a co-op raid boss rush, which, if you enjoy MMORPG raiding, this just flops you right into the action with over-the-top everything. The boss mechanics aren't particularly inspired, and the developers clearly keep their Final Fantasy XIV references close to their chest, but as an early alpha, this got me really interested to find out what they come up with next.
Driven from our homes by the toxic spores, we kept wandering, looking for shelter. But not in our wildest dreams did we imagine what we would find.
From non-stop action to chilling town, The Wandering Village is a colony simulator with the cutest art style you'll see in the near future. Its blend of pastel backgrounds and buildings with crisp, hand-animated characters inserted in the 3D world should not work. But it does. The game will see you raise a colony of survivors atop a giant moving turtle, which is a very interesting twist in the colony sim genre, as your weather and biome conditions will be constantly shifting, and you'll need to make sure both your colonists and your wandering friends are happy. Honestly, the only thing I missed in this early demo, mind you, was more character animations. The game is chill, beautiful, and I just want to see more of it. Next up, we have Grimoire Groves. This is a weird one, but it piqued my interest. The first thing you'll notice is obviously the whimsy and quirky art style, but the entire time I felt like Red Riding Hood hopping and singing across the woods to visit my old grandma. Just in this case, the grandma was the annoying tutorial lady. The gameplay was simple enough to go along with the light-hearted presentation. You need to water plants with the correct element to make them happy so they spit out resources you'll need to learn new spells or complete quests. Speaking of quests, the demo features a very simple storyline where a bunch of spirits are arguing over a pair of rainbow socks, and the dialogue is honestly pretty bad. It's that common self-referential "our tutorial is so long and boring, isn't it? Ha ha ha!" Then why don't you make it not boring? Anyway, the art style alone was enough to make me want to see what's next in store. From chilling town, back to hardcore gaming! GhostLore is a min-maxer's paradise. It's a system-rich ARPG where literally 10 minutes in, I was showering in more loot I even know what to do with. The content is pretty short, you can reach the end of the demo in about 30 minutes, but even then the amount of customization is already showing through. There are 6 starting classes, each with 4 passive and 4 active skills that you can unlock and upgrade at your leisure. There's also a teaser for subclasses that unlock at later levels, but the demo ended before I could reach them. The loot seemed to not be locked to any classes, and by far the most interesting aspect was the glyph system. This acts like your stat allocation where, instead of navigating through a skill tree, you farm and equip glyphs that can give you cooldown reduction, attack speed, health, mana, etc. Then, some special glyphs act as aggregators that give special effects based on the basic glyphs that you place under their zone. This is all unnecessary in the demo since the content is pretty easy, but it will no doubt lead to a ton of theory crafting and very diverse playstyles. And as usual, I saved the best for last. Instead, in this case, best means the most schizophrenic mishmash of stuff I think I've ever seen. Heroes Hour is a town building, real-time strategy, auto battler, squad building, hero management, and I probably missed 10 other keywords somewhere in there. While it is definitely a unique game, I think it falls into the trap of making each of its aspects way too in-depth, meaning you'll only like it if you're a hardcore fan of all of the genres, which is probably unlikely. The game loop revolves around wandering with your heroes and their squads, fighting your way to loot and materials to upgrade your town, which in turn allows you to recruit more heroes and more units to add to their squads, amongst other usual town management stuff like trading resources or increasing everybody's attributes. The wandering around bit is turn-based, while combat is a mix of real-time strategy and auto-battler, in which most of your interaction will be casting spells that your heroes have learned. Most of the appeal, I think, will come from the sheer amount of decisions you can make. What skills do I level on my heroes? Do I give them? Which building do I learn? Who goes where? Etc, etc. It was a bit overwhelming for me, and mind you, this is still an early demo. I'll be interested in seeing how this develops, but it will definitely not be a game for everyone. And there you have it. 5 interesting games from this year's first Steam Next Fest. See ya!